Hi everyone, wooden dolls. There's a lovely YouTuber called Place.CA and Gisele Greiner, a Canadian lovely lady. She's actually one of my favorites on YouTube. Gisele Greiner from Place.CA. Now she done a wooden doll and she was inspired by something she saw as well. And if you go over to her channel, artplace.ca, you will find a link to a gentleman's site that done these wooden dolls. Now, he done a very good job. Very clever man, but Gisele does a really great tutorial. And it's a wooden doll. And these three here at the top are going to be glued together like that, but the legs will swing. And the legs will swing with these hook and eyes. You can get small one from Tim Holtz. I had them somewhere and I couldn't find them, so I had to go to the hardware and get some more. So the legs are going to swing with some hooks and eyes. Just go to the hardware and get some if you haven't already got some. And also on that gentleman's site that Gisele looked at, Mark, his name is, he had some freebies on there with some photocopies of a lot of things, and Gisele used this one and I really like that one she used. It's a beautiful dress with what else has it got on it? She's got gloves on, a real vintage lady. Now she's going to go on to this wooden block here, and her face is also comes from Mark's side. And it's going to go on that wood block there, and it's going to meet up with the dress, so that's going to be her face. And then she's got this hat on, I think you'd call it, and her legs are going to swing free. So before we do all of that, make this lovely wooden doll, we have to prime it up, and we're going to prime it. Oops, I forgot something to show you, and some buttons. Now, Gisele used some buttons and so did Mark, so there's all sorts of ways you can use the buttons. I'm just going to put some in the middle there and pile them up. Or I might put them on the edge line here, just here, around it. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. You'll also need some paper, from any old books, and some primer to prime the wood. Now I have got my husband to cut this one out, and he sanded with an orbital sander, softened all the edges and made them soft for me. And as you can see, they're all rounded off the edges. They're very soft. Feel soft. You can see that one. See how they're all curved and rounded off. And two legs. Now, I don't know the measurements. I just drew a picture, and some of the offcuts my husband had, I drew the picture onto that, what size I wanted, and it just turned out like this. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to prime it with some gesso, and priming wood is important because it's raw, and you need to seal that wood. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. This gesso here, I haven't got a very good paintbrush. I have to pull some out of a box because I've got a lot of my stuff packed down for our great big move to the caravan. Now, is it just me, or does gesso smell? Really smells, doesn't it? It's probably the primer in it. But one thing this does do, gesso, see, it's dry, is it dries very quickly if you put a thin coat on it. And just put a thin coat on it because it'll dry quicker. We've sealed the wood, and it only requires a thin coat. You don't really need a couple of coats on it because it's going to be covered up and it's also going to be painted. So just a thin coat to put a barrier between the wood and the paint and the wood and your paper. I'll tell you what, it's warmed up this afternoon. It was cool this morning, but now it's warmed up. I've had to put the aircon on. And it is a Sunday. There's parties going on down our street. And there's no children living in my neighbourhood. The children live over the way, over in a couple other streets over further, some children, but there's none in my street because this is mainly for older people or people with no kids, like my poor boys, they're bachelors. No children. I don't think I'll ever get grandchildren. They are not into kids. I don't know whether it's my kids in particular or kids of today. They wait till they're older to have children because they are very, very expensive and you need a good job to support them. You want to give them the best things in life, don't you? And if you can't even afford basic care for them, like childcare, for instance, well then, and if you haven't got your parents living or grandparents that can mind the children for free, because it is quite an expense, I'll do it gladly for free. Well then, you know, it's very hard for young people. I had no parents, and my husband's parents were all deceased when we started having our children, and I had my children very young. I'm 56 and my oldest now is 35. So I've been, my last child was, I was 26. Yes, that was the last time I had a child. Had no more after that. Isn't that strange? So I had all my kids when I was young. And gladly so, because here I am, 56, and I'm free. I'd hate to be having kids in my 40s like young parents do today, or even late 30s, because by the time you get to my age, you're still having to work or you're still having to do stuff. And I'm really enjoying my freedom, my money to myself, and to be able to plan things without having to stop and wait for kids. And that's not cruel, that's just your turn now, isn't it? That's how I see it. I talk too much, sorry. Anyway, this is drying pretty well. As I said, it's warmed up, and things are drying very quickly, and the wood's absorbing that in. That's why the primer is important, because the wood just absorbs that primer into the wood, gives it a protective layer. And there you go. Right. Politics, one of my favourite subjects. I know it's not a lot of people's favourite subjects. It gets people angry, doesn't it? And so you should get up in arms about things. I mean, you know. Anyway, Labor or Liberal, they are losing support, particularly the Liberals. And then you have all the independents, and then you've got Pauline Hanson. And I do like Jackie Lambie because of her passion. Doesn't she get up in arms when she gets angry? She is a charmer. I do like her. I like her as a person too, because she's speaks her mind. There's no flies on her. She was a military police woman, so they do have those clipped tones. My husband was a police officer too before he retired, and they have these clipped, sharp tones, and all it is a disciplined way of life that they lead. When they work, they've got to be disciplined. They have clipped tones. Everything has to be businesslike. So I understand those clipped tones, and it doesn't bother me in the least how she does the clipped tones. I think she's done a very good job. Look at that mess. Ooh, ooh, I'm not used to doing that mess. Now, I'm just going to get, before everything falls, a wet wipe. A baby wet wipe. I'm just going to wipe my fingers, give that a few minutes to dry. And it will be right as ready to go. Now, I'm just going to wipe these fingers of mine. Got paint all over them. I've done some painting today, and I didn't notice I didn't wash the certain parts of my hand. Okay, we'll put that over there, won't we? There we go. Now, let's just have a look. Turn it over, give it a little bit of a dry on the other side. There we go. So, you can cover this in a few ways if you like. You can actually rip some of this paper. This is in some foreign language, looks German to me. So you can rip some of this, and I think I will. I'm just going to rip a few pieces, and then I'm going to Mod Podge it in, or onto the wooden doll pieces. Right, I got some paint on this one. I don't know what from, but I better take that off. Right, what I'm going to do now is come back in the next video and show you how to Mod Podge that onto our doll pieces. So see you soon. Take care.